Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. If this is your first time visiting me, I would like to thank you. While you're here, please like, subscribe, and share this channel. By taking this action, you will be helping the channel to grow. Also, take a moment to read my About page so that you can have some understanding about who I am. I would never copy another person's work, nor would I ever copy another person's title. That is because I am authentically me. This work is a part of my bloodline. I thank you for viewing, and I hope that you will return. Please check out my other videos. All are welcome to share his or her story in the comment section below, because your story may be a helpmate to someone else. My channel is a no judgment zone place for healing in some sort of way. If my video does not resonate with you, please do not try to make it fit your circumstances at all. For anyone else and everyone else that can relate to the message, take from it what will help you on your journey towards your happiness in every area of your life. Once again, I am Empress Real 1584. The Good Witch. This channel is all about healing. So let's begin healing together. Tonight, I'm doing a Scorpio reading. A little while ago, I did a Cancer reading. I have that reading posted on my YouTube platform. Tonight, I'm doing a Scorpio reading, but let me just say this. If the reading is for a male, I will say so. If the reading is for a female, I will say so. But if I say nothing at all, understand that we all possess both masculine and also feminine energies. Where you stand in your energy, that's your business, not mine. However, if the reading is for you, I promise you it'll be for you from the beginning of the reading until the end. If the reading is not for you, then that simply means it's not meant for you right here and right now. Once again, I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person. To anyone that has any gripes before I get started, you should never watch something that you don't believe in, that you don't gel with. If you don't gel with this, move on. You don't have to write a comment for me to respond. I'm not a internet gangster. I promise you, I'm not an internet gangster. I don't argue with anyone, ever. It's beneath me. It's a waste of my breath. It's a waste of my energy. But if you feel that you need to write sarcastic comments, you will be deleted. You will be blocked. But let's get to this Scorpio reading. Those of you who know me, you know that I always place the camera on my desk. And with me placing the camera on my desk, that's for you. So that you can watch me shuffle the cards, cut the cards, whatever the case may be. Listen, I need these things for real, you know? I need them for real, or we will not be getting through the reading. A few days ago, I did the reading without my glasses, and I was struggling. Let me tell you, I was struggling. You didn't know, but I'm letting you know I was struggling. So let's get to this Scorpio reading. I recently did a Scorpio reading, and I had that reading posted on my YouTube platform, but I had to double back because last night I did a Capricorn reading. And with me doing the Capricorn reading, it was a look into the year of 2026. I felt compelled to go back and do Cancer, which I did today. And Cancer, the reader made me proud, let me say. Now I'm doing Scorpio. After Scorpio, I will be doing Pisces. That's to get the water signs back out of the way, and then we can get back into the earth signs. So I hope no one feels slighted. But when I did the Capricorn reading, I was triggered by it because I'm like, Capricorn has some beautiful things going on. So I said, let me just press rewind, go back to Cancer, and now we'll jump into Scorpio. So once again, I hope everyone is doing well. To anyone that feels a little froggy and they feel like disrespect, then I promise you, you will be blocked. If you are petty and immature, of course you'll make another page. And then you'll try to come on to say, oh my goodness, spirituality is the devil. No, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Excuse me, I had to take a little sip. You may hear me cough. You may hear me bark a little bit because I'm getting over something. But Scorpios, you know, this is my cousin. Scorpio is a water sign. I'm a Cancer. So Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, they're related. They're family. Let me just tell you. You know, their ruling planet is Mars. Mars is Scorpio's ruling planet. And their career planet is actually the sun. Imagine the sun being their career planet, because we know in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the sun is nothing but happiness. When it comes to their love life, the love planet for them is Venus. Their money planet is Jupiter, because we know Scorpios are all about that money, hardworking. You know, they should put more of the focus of their health and work into the planet Mars. That's where they come from. You know, the planet of their home and family life is represented by Saturn. Let me just say that. The totem that Scorpio should carry is the mountaineer. You should carry that. You know, the color that promotes love for them and romance and social harmony simply is green. Green. And their gemstone is the bloodstone, the malachite, and the topaz, and the citrine. When it comes to metals, as I said in the Cancer reading, Cancers are silver. And here we are with Scorpio, iron, radium, and steel. Steel fits them very well because they are strong as an ox. But when it comes to scents that they should use around the home to help with their energy and meditation, is the cherry blossom, coconut, sandalwood, and watermelon. Those scents will help boost their energies, and it will put them in more of a relaxing state when it comes to them meditating. Some people have a harder time than others to get into that meditative state. Their quality is fixed. That's all about stability. Each and every person should understand and know what their quality is. And the quality for a Scorpio that's most needed for balance is for them to have a wider view of things. Never try to push Scorpio into a corner. Hello, Relly. Never try to push Scorpio into a corner. You remember the movie Dirty Dancing? They was like, don't push baby into a corner. No, don't try to make Scorpio think the way that you think, act the way that you act. That's pushing them into a corner. Just because you have an idea about something, it doesn't mean that Scorpio agrees with you, and it doesn't mean that they disagree with you, but they do have their own view of things, and their strongest virtues are loyalty. Scorpios, they pride themselves on loyalty, concentration. They need that quiet time to be able to concentrate. One thing about a Scorpio, They are very determined to be successful. They don't want to hear the word fail. It's not a part of their vocabulary, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. Scorpios are very courageous. Most signs, you need to push them at being strong. You can do it. You can do it. That's what we have to do to most signs. And I'm not going to call you out. However, Scorpio, you never have to push them to be strong because they are determined to win. They go to the depths of it, let me tell you. So the deepest need of a Scorpio is to penetrate and to transform. They don't want you ever to look at them the same way twice. Meaning, when you saw Scorpio a year ago, they don't want to be in the same place that they were a year ago. They want you to see the change, the transformation in them because they're all about growth. Some people and some signs, they stay stuck and it's hard for them to get out. But Scorpio, they find where something feels a little soft and they can penetrate right through it for their transformation. They'll never stay stuck. Now, one thing about a Scorpio, and you need to be careful. I told you a few moments ago, they pride themselves on loyalty. But in return, they want you to be just as loyal to them. Scorpio does have a jealous streak. And let me tell you, honey, they're very, very, very vindictive if you cross them in the slightest. So if you did something to Scorpio yesterday and you know you were wrong, it may be 6 months from now to a year from now before Scorpio says, I'll get you back. And they will attack when you're not even looking. And they may even attack when you are looking. You know, Cancers and Scorpios are very compatible. Pisces and Scorpios are very compatible. After all, they're related. These are water signs. And Scorpios very rarely, and a lot of people feel like that they are incompatible with Taurus, Leo, and also Aquarius. But let me say this, that depends on the individual. What you put in is what you will get out. What you get out is what you put into any situation. But the sign that's most helpful to Scorpio when it comes to their career path is the energy of the Leo. And for emotional support, they do go to the Aquarius, although they are incompatible when it comes to the relationship. But when it comes to friends, Aquarius does provide that emotional support, that ear to listen to. And when it comes to their finances, they can lean on the energy of the Sagittarius. Now, I want to say this when it comes to the Scorpio. Listen, this is my cousin, okay? This is a water sign. I am a water sign, but I'm going to give to each sign equally. But when it comes to the Scorpio, they are the Phoenix. There's no question. There's no ifs, no ands, no buts or suppose. The Scorpio, and I say it all the time on my platform, they are the Phoenix rising. If you didn't know, let me explain this today. A lot of signs would love to take the title of being the Phoenix that rises from the ashes. You cannot. You can use the energy of it, but the Scorpio is and will always be the phoenix that rises from the ashes. That's their symbol. Now, if you meditate upon the legend of the phoenix, you will begin to understand that the Scorpio's character is even the phoenix that rises from the ashes. Male or female, their powers and abilities and interests and their deepest urges are that of the phoenix that rises from the ashes. Now, I don't know where your education level is. I don't know what state you came from. I don't know where you went to school. But in my school, we learned about mythology. And the phoenix of mythology was a bird that could recreate and reproduce itself. Transformation, transform. It did so in a most intriguing way. It would seek a fire, usually in a religious temple of some sort. It would fly into it, consume itself into the flames, and then emerge into a new bird. So, if this is not the ultimate and most profound transformation, then what is? It will always be Scorpio. They are the phoenix that rises from the ashes. They never fall down. They transform into bigger, better, brighter, and even more successful people. Transformation is what Scorpios are all about in their minds, bodies, affairs, and also in their relationships. So understand, when dealing with a Scorpio, y'all have to stop saying, oh my God, they're the best in bed. They're more than that. They're more than that. So if you are connected to a Scorpio, you're lucky. But never be disloyal, because they coming to get you. And maybe a year from now, maybe 6 from now, they'll attack you from the front, in your face, or from behind when you're not looking. So be careful, because jealousy is one of the things that they don't like. If you're dating one, don't be flirtatious with another person. Don't disrespect, because they are very jealous. But not so much jealous in a way that they're going to beat up the person that you were flirting with. They're going to walk away, because you should never make them question you. Excuse me, I have to take a sip again. Let's get to this reading. I hope everyone is doing well. And you know, I always express myself by letting people know that Scorpios are the phoenix that rises from the ashes. What I've learned is that not all schools, not all states teach children the same way. But with that being said, if you are a Scorpio, take a deep dive into who you are, because you are the epitome of strength. You are the epitome of transformation. You are what every sign would hope to be. But thank you for allowing us to borrow some of that energy when it's needed for us. Let's get to this reading. I hope everyone is doing well. I sincerely do. I have already cleansed my space before the reading, but I will do it again. Just excuse me. I will do it again. And then this is a Scorpio reading for a male or female. If the reading is for a male, I will say so. If the reading is for a female, I will say so. If I say nothing, understand that we all have masculine and also feminine energies. You know where you stand in your energies. Scorpio, I rang that bell a little longer and it stayed consistent. It stayed consistent. Listen, I get a kick out of ringing that bell. Oh, I'm so happy that I understand it. This is going to be a Wheel of the Year reading for the sign of Scorpio. This is us taking a deep dive into 2026. This is us being a little bit nosy, Scorpio. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Scorpio. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. And excuse me if I bark a little bit. I'm getting over this bronchitis. We're still into December. So we're starting with right here, right now. This is where you are currently at, right here and right now. And your first card is the number 19, Scorpio. Growing pains, healing, patience, and the unconscious. Growing pains. Scorpio, the card is saying for someone here, right now, that third eye is open. This is a topic that I really do not like to take a deep dive into on platforms like this, because everybody's journey is going to be different from them. When a person's third eye is open, you never need to discuss it. You never need to brag about it, boast about it, because it's nobody's business but you and your spiritual team, to be honest with you. But a lot of people like to discuss their third eye being open. It's like a rite of passage for some people. But that's you and your spiritual team's journey together. But there is a Scorpio here whose third eye is open. The reason why it is open is because you have already healed from something, or you're at the end of your healing journey, and everything is about to work out for you in a wonderful way. There's a Scorpio here that has learned patience. It's not easy for a person to be patient with people, with a situation, or some type of circumstance. But the growing pains, there's a Scorpio here who had to learn how to be patient. There's a Scorpio who has tapped into their subconscious just as well as their unconscious mind. So kudos to you on your healing journey of you growing, because it's not easy for the third eye to open. Usually, as the third eye is opening, it becomes painful for someone. It's not an easy journey. It's painful. That's why we call this growing pains. Growing pains aren't easy, not for a child, not for an adult, and not even for our elders. You know, let me just say this. The number 19 is a very good omen. It does suggest that now is a time of great opportunity and that luck is on your side, Scorpio. So now, right now, let me repeat, this is a great opportunity for you, Scorpio, and that luck is on your side. This is the time for you to take the initiative. So Scorpios, do you want something new? You have to answer that for yourself. To do something new, you are going to have to let go of something old to make space for it. And this can be challenging for some of you. And the tarot deck, the number 19 is linked to the sun. This is not the original Rider-Waite deck. This is a different deck that I am using. But the number 19 is actually linked to the sun card, which is also a good omen. It really is. It means happiness. So you can have anything you want in this life, Scorpio. But understand that you can't have everything. You do need to make a choice. There are so many reasons why you might start seeing the number 19. But spirit guides are telling you stop planning and start acting. Maybe you keep having a repetitive dream of some sort. Then you start making plans, but you have been reluctant to act upon it. Maybe, just maybe, you are finally taking the plunge and it involves some sort of risk, Scorpio. And so you haven't been ready to go all in. But this number 19 reassures you that now is the very moment that the stars are aligning for you, Scorpio. So now is the time for you to act. No, it won't be easy. These growing pains, Scorpios, you will most definitely have to work hard to make things happen. But the old saying goes, anything worth having is worth working for. It is a time to take that final first step. Number 2, let go of things that no longer serve you. Whatever is not helping you is most definitely holding you back. As we all grow, as you grow and as you change, that things that were once important to you are no longer a part of your journey. They don't fit your purpose. This could be a relationship, a job, a lifestyle choice, or a way of thinking. You know what's in your heart, Scorpio, and you need to let go of it if you are to move forward into the next phase of your life, of your journey. Letting go can be hard as it represents change. So once you make the decision, you will be surprised by the weight that it lifts from your shoulders. So very soon, Scorpio, you will find yourself in the new normal. And then you will understand why. You will understand why you were clinging so hard to the past. Number 3, edit your life ruthlessly. As the saying goes, you can have anything that you want in this life, but you can't have everything. And yes, we are looking at you, Gemini. If I have a Gemini watching, we're looking at you. I'm just joking. However, there is some truths in some jokes, okay? But let me just say, Scorpio, you can have anything that you desire to have in this life, but you won't get everything. My daughter dislikes when I say that, but it's the truth. I'm going to explain it like this. I have 10 fingers up, and I say to the universe, I need this $10, and I need it right now. So the universe is going to look at me. They already know my needs, they know my wants, they know my desires. So the universe is saying, okay, you want 10 of those things, but I'm only going to give you 9. No reason to complain, because 9 is more than what you had. 9 is enough. The universe is not saying that you can't have the 10, but we want to see how you do with the 9. So you can have anything you want. You can, but you won't get everything. So growing pains. It's painful to let go. It's painful to move forward, but that's also required for the new beginning. Sometimes things have to come to an end for something new to begin. And it hurts if you have to walk away from a situation, from people, from a job, wherever it may be for you. But guess what happens when you walk away? Healing begins. And you have to be patient, because for some, healing is quick. For others, it's slow. But patience, you're learning it, Scorpio. Unconsciously holding on to trauma. And it's time to let it go. We have at the bottom of the deck, call your energy back to you, Scorpio. This is energy. Calling your energy back to you is power, your aura, because you've been feeling a little depleted, Scorpio, and it's time for you to get back to you. So call your energy back to you. Don't let anybody drain you. This Scorpio right here is taking a bath with some flowers. Go ahead, take that soak, Scorpio. Get in the tub, relax, call your power back to you because you feel drained by something or someone or some type of situation. If this was a one-to-one reading, I can dive a little deeply, but we're going to be right here on the surface for now. You see me looking around my desk, right? I am ill prepared, but let me see what deck am I going to use. And I'm going to use the Beauty Tarot deck. I'm going to use the Beauty Tarot deck. Once again, this is a Wheel of the Year. Wheel of the Year. And I saw your message. I saw you write, so true. And excuse me if I don't respond to all the messages. Every once in a while, I'll glance up at the camera. But most of my attention, I promise you, is focused on these cards because I want to deliver you the most accurate message that I possibly can. So forgive me. I'm not ignoring anyone, I promise you. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Scorpio. Tell me what I need to see. Show me. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. Scorpio, as I was meditating over these cards, I felt like I was drowning. I'm not lying. And I didn't like that feeling. My nose got clogged up. Like I couldn't even breathe out of my nostrils. I couldn't wait to put these cards down. There's a Scorpio here who feels like they're drowning. It was almost like, when you were a kid and you're in the bathtub and you stick your head underwater without holding your nose and all the water goes up your nose and your ears get clogged. That's how I just felt holding on to these cards. I promise you, I almost feel like changing the deck, but I can't because I just meditated over them. But whomever I'm speaking to, that's an uncomfortable feeling. But you're healing. You're healing. And you didn't drown. And this is crazy because this is not a personal reading. Let's get to this. Whew, that was heavy. My apologies, everybody. If I was doing a personal reading, I wouldn't mind that feeling, but I didn't like it. I'm not going to lie. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Scorpio. These cards turned over, I'm going to pull them and take them. Although they didn't hit the desk, I have to take them because they flipped over in my hand. So Spirit is saying, don't miss those cards, and I have to obey. I know a lot of people get hung up on, well, they didn't hit the desk. Everybody does things, they do them differently. Spirit guys, what message do you have for Scorpio? Scorpio, I can still feel that water up my nose. I didn't like it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you no lie. going to take them in the way that they came out. Let's see. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We need one more card for December. One more card. One more card. One more card, Spirit guys. Scorpio. I saw Temperance almost wanted to come out. Let's see. Spirit guys, one more card. Oh, let me tell y'all something. My ear just clogged up. My right. Earlier today, before I did this reading, my ear was ringing and ringing and ringing. My right ear, right? And now it feels like it's clogged, like underwater. But we're going to get through this and we're going to shake this energy off because you're not drowning. You're not drowning. You're not drowning. We rebuke that. We don't claim it. The first card, this is this month right here, right now. There's a Scorpio here, this month of December, growing pains. You're feeling a little uncomfortable, reflecting back on the past, but you're healing from it, learning to let go. Spirit is saying, be patient with yourself, Scorpio. But you have also mastered the art of being patient with yourself. And unconsciously, with you thinking about the past, whether it be good or negative, the energy holds on to you and it may suffocate you and you may feel like you're drowning, Scorpio. When you let go, you release, take a deep breath, and everything will be all right. We're starting off with the month of January. The month of January, and please don't get hung up on the pictures on the cards. This is the King of Wands, male or female Scorpio. Don't get hung up on the pictures. The King of Wands, and as we all know, Scorpio to be a natural born leader because you are. You are visionary. You are very creative in your own right. You're bold. People see you as bold. I'm speaking to someone here who is an entrepreneur. And if you're not an entrepreneur right now, you're on your way to be. You're a boss. You're very magnetic. And a lot of Scorpios are very magnetic, male or female. People are just attracted to you. You are a great advisor. People take your words as being the wisest on the face of the earth. What do you think, Scorpio? What should I do? You know why? Because you are independent and they wish that they had that same energy like you. So we're starting off in the month of January with you sitting on your throne. You're sitting on your throne. The month of February, you have the number 21, which is the world. For the world to come out, you have to put an end to something in order for something new to begin. So you're putting something to bed, pulling the covers up and not going back. This is completion. Letting go of pain, letting go of trauma. Someone may be traveling. Cancer also got a traveling card, the Chariot, in the Cancer reading, so you could be connected to a Cancer. But this is an accomplishment for you. This is an accomplishment because, Scorpio, letting go hasn't been easy and it's never easy depending on what your situation is. but you feel fulfilled. This is fulfillment. Scorpio, I see someone here that may be traveling out of the country as well. So you may go out of the country to deal with some type of international affair, just to visit, maybe to get some work done. I'm just saying, people go out of the country to get work done, but be careful because not everybody makes it back home. I'm just saying. But there is someone who's thinking about going out of the country in February. But this is a completion of holding on to things that you can't control, that you can't change. We have the month of March here. The month of March, Scorpio, is the Ace of Wands. This is the Ace of Wands in March. You taking a new adventure. You have this creative spark. You have this idea to do something, and you're going to do it. You see potential in it. It's this burning desire that's inside of you. You see how this flame is burning? Well, that's how you feel on the inside. You are so passionate about whatever this idea is, and you're going to bring it to life because you have the willpower. You are passionate about it, and you're not inspired by anything or anyone else. You're inspired by your own thoughts. You know that thoughts do become things, and you are that powerful to create. You're not worried about the next person's ideas because Scorpios, yours are the best, right? That's how you feel. Most Scorpios do. Let me just say, so we have December right here, right now. January, February, March. Oh my goodness, Scorpio. Here we are into April. You have the Ten of Swords. Now, Scorpio, I don't like this. Nobody likes the Ten of Swords. You're thinking about someone who stabbed you in your back. You're thinking about someone who betrayed you in March. And it's painful. Maybe this is why you've been doing healing this month. And you feel like with being stabbed in the back so many times, like you've hit rock bottom, that drowning sensation that I felt. My nose was clogged up. It was stopped up. The Ten of Swords, you feel defeated. But you know that something has to come to an end. But you also know that you're tired. In April, the Four of Swords, you're going to be resting because of this hurt, this pain, this betrayal. You're going to be resting, recuperating, taking the time out from everyone. You know why? Because you want to meditate. You feel overwhelmed by the person or the people that stabbed you in the back. You're seeking solitude. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to be bothered with anyone because you're healing. And as we see here, what you're going through right now, growing pains, the same thing that you're going to be going through right here, growing pains all over again. And you'll probably be like, when will this stop? It's going to happen for infinity. We're always going to go through growing pains. But this betrayal has hit you hard. Anytime that we get to Ten of Swords, there's no more room in your back to be stabbed. You can't take another knife. You can't take another betrayal. Thank you so much for the roles. So now let's go back. December, January, February, March, April. Feeling that betrayal. May, resting, meditating all over again, going through those growing pains all over again. And here we are in June. with the Chariot, the Cancer card. You're like, okay, I'm up and I'm out because your ambition has kicked in to do something different. You're like, listen, the meditation has helped me to come up out of this funk. I made some progress in my healing, and I'm going to receive the victory through all of this betrayal, this hurt, this pain, whomever these people were. I'm in control of my life. Nobody controls me. Once again, Scorpio, you're taking another trip for some of you. You're traveling again. You're determined to overcome any obstacle, any challenges that may face you. This is a Cancer card. Now, here we are in July, the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, we are right here in July. When July comes in, Scorpios, you're confident because that trip was much needed. So you're confident. You're back on your business. And whatever you're doing is going to be successful because the Three of Wands is success. This is you happy with the choices that you've made for yourself. Scorpio, for some of you, you may be relocating. In July, you may be relocating. And you're going to be receiving support from this relocation. Look at the big picture. Look at the big picture, Scorpio. So here we have December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Now here we are into August. This is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles, as we all know, that's hard work. You are a master at your skill set, whatever that is, because you are committed to doing the things that you need to do for you. You don't mind putting in the hard work. You don't mind getting dirty for that money. And that money to you is about making sure that the needs are met of your family. You're building a business. You're like, it's time for me to get my hands dirty. So in August, you're building a business. In September, we have the Knight of Cups. This is the Knight of Cups. Once again, we can look at this as a Cancer card. But the Knight of Cups, you're following your soul. You're following your heart for some. Romance. This is romance. If you're single, a proposal may be coming in. If this is a relationship, listen, your person has been patient. July, with you grinding, working hard, you're going to dedicate your time to them, giving them that romance. You're following your heart. This is your declaration of love to them. Look, I know I've been busy. Thank you for being so patient with me. That's what you're saying to your person. Listen, you're going to be, if you are male, the Prince Charming. If you are female, the Princess Charming. But Scorpio, this is the Lover card if you're single. During this month, you're going to be meeting someone and you're going to be following your heart. If you're in a relationship with someone, you're going to be saying thank you for patiently waiting for me as I've gone through my healing all over again, as I've been working hard. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Now we are into October, Scorpio. This is the Fool card. This is the Fool. Cancer also got the Fool card. So you could be connected to a Cancer. You may have Cancer in your chart. But Cancer is right here with you on this board. But that is, after all, your cousin. The universe wants you to step into the unknown. This is you possibly going on another adventure. Scorpio, what the heck? I see you just traveling and traveling. However, this is a new beginning. You are a free-spirited individual. With you working so hard, you are learning how to be free-spirited, learning how to embrace who you are. But during this month, you're going to be taking a leap of faith into something. Let me tell you, you know what? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to be spontaneous. So you're going to be this Fool card. You're ready to step into the unknown. You're ready to be adventurous. You're taking a leap of faith because you've lived your life so constrained. But now this is you taking time out for you. Here we are into November. This is the Nine of Swords. Scorpio, a lot of ups and downs. November. Sleeping. You haven't been getting enough rest in November. There's some regrets that you have. This is you going through those growing pains all over again. And look, we have this right here in the center of your reading. So here we are. One, two, three. Going through those growing pains all over again. So you're going to have some restless nights in November. Some of you may have a little anxiety. You're going to feel like you're at your breaking point because you're full of regrets about something. This is the Nine of Swords. This is suffering. You know why? Because every time you heal, you keep going back. Every time you heal, you go back. Every time you heal, you go back. As long as you keep yourself busy, you don't go back. But as soon as you take 10 minutes to yourself, here you are going back to the hurt, the pain. So in November, that's mental anguish. And you keep doing that to yourself, Scorpio. Here we are in December, Scorpio. Patience. Your first card, growing pains. Patience. Here we go again. You need to be patient with yourself. Things take time. Healing isn't easy. But you're looking at things in a practical way because you're like, I don't want to keep going back through these regrets. I don't want to keep reliving the hurt. It's starting to be a routine for you in December, and you recognize that. So here you are, December, throwing yourself back into work again. But this time, when you throw yourself into work, it's not about getting the pain off your mind. This time you're like, I'm being practical. I'm living for me. I'm tired of going through these growing pains. I'm tired of going through these changes. I'm tired of reliving this hurt. Because every time you relive the hurt, that's the dark night of the soul. But that's who you are. You are the phoenix that rises from the ashes. Maybe that's why your ass keep going into that church, into the fire, but then you come out anew. And we see that here. You keep going into the fire, coming out anew, going into the fire, coming out anew. Besides all of that, you have a beautiful reading. At the bottom of the deck, Scorpio, we have the number 6. And I didn't even use this deck. The number 6 is the Lovers. In my last reading for Cancer, you are very attracted to someone. There's a lot of love between the two of you. Cancer received this card. The two of you are very passionate about one another, but there are some decisions that you and this person are going to have to make. This is if you are in a relationship, but this is a union, so some of you may be married. If you are single, guess what? At the bottom of the deck, you're going to be meeting someone who you are deeply attracted to. You're going to feel like, I love them. And as I said to Cancer, love at first sight, this is how this person is going to feel with you as well. There's a lot of passion here between the two of you. For you, Scorpio, if you are single, this is going to be a soulmate. But there's going to be so much romance here. that's going to go the distance between the two of you. Scorpios, I see y'all nosy just like I am. And I wanted to get a sneak peek of what your 2026 is going to look like. And the only thing that I see here is that you keep reliving the hurt and pain. But I understand, Scorpio, because you are the Phoenix rising. That hurt and pain is going into the fire. And every time you go in, you come out even stronger. You go in again and you come back out even stronger. But this may be a thing for you that's lifelong. It may be lifelong. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Scorpio, male or female. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear to end this reading. Thank you. Scorpios, let's see. Scorpios, how do we end this reading for you, Spirit guides? What message can I deliver to Scorpio? This just in, Scorpio. This just in. Spirit wants you to be grateful. You have been focusing so much on things you don't have that you never get to appreciate the things that you do have. Take this time to embrace all of what and who is around you. That is what really matters, Scorpio. Spirit is saying you're focusing on the things that you don't have. They want you to take a step back, look around you, and see what you do have, and be grateful for that. Look at the people who are around you and be grateful for that. Spirit is saying that is what truly matters. At the bottom of the deck, Scorpio, we have in other news. Spirit confirms that you are ready to take that leap of faith. Once again, that's confirmation. That's that Fool. Trust that Spirit does have your back 100%. This leap will open the doors to amazing changes in your life. So go ahead and jump already. The time to do it is now. So whatever it is that you desire, Spirit said, go ahead, jump in already. The time to do it is now. Anytime that you desire to have something in your existence, in your world, use your energy. Each and every one of us is powerful in our own right. No sign is the same. Some signs are similar to the next, but the one thing that we all have in common is energy, is power. Learning your power, understanding your power is very important. Do you know why? When I say to you, I don't argue with people. I really don't. I'm looking for my little thing. I really don't argue with people in real life. It is so unnecessary. It's a waste of time. I don't worry about people in the sense of someone hurting me in any type of way. I don't. It's unnecessary to do so. Let me just say that. It's so unnecessary to do so. I always tell people in my lifetime growing up, I have never lost a fight. And people think that when I say that, it's me being cocky, and that's not true. First and foremost, there's nothing you can do to me. That's how powerful I am. That's not being cocky. That's not being big-headed. But I know that I am energy. You can never take my life. You could never hurt me so bad that you think that you could put me 6 feet deep and I stay, or stick me into an urn and I stay. I am energy. I know my power. And energy is something that never dies. It lives forever. So as much as we saw in these cards, the Ten of Swords, that a person thinks that they can hurt you and hurt you and hurt you, let them know. Hurting me will be able for you to be the death of me. And no one can kill you. So why would you spend that type of time thinking about the hurt that somebody caused, the pain? My husband says, you are so generous to people, even the people that hurt you. And I told him, it's not that I am that generous. What it is I know who I am. And as I express to you what the Phoenix is, this body is temporary, but my soul lives forever. So you can't hurt me in the magnitude of thinking that you can put an end to me. No one can but the universe, because our souls live forever. When I tell you to tap in to the core of you, I sincerely mean it. Because when you tap into the core of you, you become powerful. You become stronger. And no one will be able to break you in any way, mentally, physically, or emotionally. Scorpios, beautiful reading. Besides, you keep going back into that church. And when you go into the church, keep putting yourself in that fire. That fire of hurt, reliving the past, because that happened to you 3 times in your 2026 reading. But you always came out a new bird. I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. That's the Scorpio reading. A look into, a deep dive into 2026. Success, happiness. Thank you for the gifts. I'm truly grateful. Thank you to the new followers. Relly, welcome back. I see you. Thank you so much. And I got that out for you. I have to give you your number. I'll give that to you tomorrow. Tonight is my lazy night. I'm about to go eat dinner in a few minutes. But I thank each and every one of you for your time. You are very welcome. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the new follows. This reading will be on my YouTube platform. Right? Are you in bed? Listen, when I'm lazy and I want to cuddle in, I'm going to eat in bed tonight, okay? And watch a movie. I don't feel like sitting in the living room, about to eat in bed. I see the hair slayer up here. She just missed my Scorpio reading, but I'm about to put that on my YouTube platform. But good night. I was going to try to do Pisces tonight to knock it out the box, but I'll do Pisces early tomorrow, and then we'll get back to the earth signs. Scorpio's reading will be up here on my YouTube platform by 8 o'clock tonight. But I thank you so much, each and every one of you, for your time. Good night.